viewers, welcome back to another video with me, Dr. Benji FM. Good to see you. I hope you're very, very well indeed. Now, of course, if you saw last episode, you know what's happened. If you haven't, just quick pause now. Check what happened. It's important. And then continue watching. So, of course, this is our end of season roundup, viewers. Oh, dear. We didn't quite make the Champions League, it's fair to say. 5th position is how we end things after a terrific season, a really, really good year. I've mentioned it a million times now, of course, promoted last season into 5th, ahead of Tottenham and Manchester United. If you'd have told me before the season started, you'd be ahead of Tottenham, Ben, you'd be ahead of Manchester United, I'd said, well, have we won the title? I'd be saying, I wouldn't be saying that. But I would have expected us to be very, very close, if not in the Champions League, and that is exactly what happened. What a pity. But let's take a look at some of the star performers then throughout this year. Of course, you've seen them in the match engine, but have you seen them statistically? Here we go then. Goal scoring wise, Nestor Rodriguez, the key man, 23 goals this year. Really, really fantastic. I mean, one of my best signings, of course. I mean, if you buy a striker who scores 23 goals, you've got to be happy with that, haven't you? Every single time. 6 assists for him as well. Very, very impressive. Worth noting with that, Lemons, 4 goals this year. Feel for him a little bit. Only started 2 matches, which is probably harsh, but when you see how many goals Rodriguez scored in the position that we finished, you kind of have to just go, sorry, mate. Elsewhere, Chambers with 16, and Goodmanson with 11, Jonovic and the Rod with 8 and 6 respectively. Hatano only got 3. Thought he would have got a few more to his name this season, but it wasn't to be. And Gareth Hanna, when he featured, only got a couple as well. Assist-wise, nobody in double figures, which is interesting. Goodmanson up there, though, with 9. Lloyd Morgan, who I would love to get back next year, in fact. Can we talk about that now, Chelsea? Do you want a chance in the first team? Of course it is. Of course you do. It'll be sold, I imagine. That's what'll happen. But yeah, 8 assists for him. Absolutely fantastic stuff. The Rod there as well with 8. You've got Barrow with 6. For a man that only started 11 games with 6 on the bench. Very, very impressive to get 6 assists to his name. And Alkin got 4 as well. At left back, Mendy with 3 from centre back. It's probably my favourite start of them all. In terms of minutes played, Mendy was the top of that particular list. Featured in loads of games. Only missed 1. And yeah, come off the bench in 1 as well as starting 36. Interesting that Chambers obviously came off far more. But started 38 games for us, but didn't play as many minutes as Mendy, who started less, which is always quite curious. The only man that didn't feature for us, who was a first teamer really, is Jack Grealish. Liam Donnelly, who was called up to the first team once CS left. Yeah, we didn't even use him. In terms of your best player this season, then probably Goodmanson. You'd give it to him when you're 7.42. Really impressive. Chambers, Jonovic just behind, and then Rodriguez. Jack Clark, the surprise package of the season, was brought in as a bit of a player that would come in and maybe be a backup now and again, but started quite a few games, got a few assists and goals to his name for 1.7 million. You're happy when a winger does that. You really are. Overall, all in all, viewers, overall, very happy. Quite like to get Ella back as well. Do you think he would join again? Do Leverkusen want to use him? Of course they bloody do. Of course, we already know that Hurtado's off to Inter Milan, so that's not happening. Jonovic at Real Madrid. Well, it's going to be an interesting transfer window, viewers. And speaking of which then, 34.3 million is the current transfer budget. I suspect that's going to change, though. The rest of the league then, with Wolves and Watford going down, there might be a few players in their team that are worth picking up. You never know. Cardiff the other side to be relegated. Huddersfield, Burnley, Brighton, Bournemouth all survived despite being relatively close. I mean, actually, all in all, 7 points was the gap eventually. And with Wolves finishing bottom, it's sad that our hopes rested on them on the final day. City win the league very comfortably. You've got to say 96 points is one hell of a total. Chelsea just behind them with Liverpool and Arsenal, and ourselves level on points and plenty of points. 6 points ahead of Tottenham next year I should say. If I get 65 points, I'm going to say right now, I'll be really pleased with that, as well as a little bit of a European run. I think the Champions League next year, that's going to be too much for us. I think squad-wise, with the players that we're not going to have that we had, those guys on loan are massive. Make no mistake, they're some of our best players in the entire squad. In fact, if you do it by ability, I'm sure that will highlight that. Yeah, those boys there are absolutely fantastic and will go back to their parent clubs and be fantastic, apart from Matado, obviously, he's going to Italy. So there's going to have to be moves made in our squad. And when you take a look at it, in terms of the squad depth that we've got, there's going to be real issues, especially in the core of our team. Defensively, I think we're not too bad, I think maybe another centre-back to come in alongside Mendy, especially with Ella leaving. That's going to be key. At left-back, very happy with Alkin. Can certainly continue over on that side. At right-back, we're going to have to replace Morgan, which is devastating. In goal, 2 good goalkeepers, Degard and Garrido. Garrido now sort of nailing down that first-choice spot. It's here that we've got a bit of an issue at the moment. Barrow and Onoma would be our starting 2. Sorry, Vergara's here, of course. Maybe all is not lost, viewers. Vergara next season will probably play a lot of football. We'll see a lot of him. Of course, he was bought sort of for this reason. My mind completely blanked on him. Hopefully, we'll see really good performances out of him. Of course, he's got the work permit. Featured a little bit towards the back end of the year. Didn't pull up any trees, but when he's played lots of games previously, has done all right. A couple of 7.3s in there while at Estudiantes. So every chance going further forward. Goodmanson, he's going to be everything. If we could sell him for like 100 million, we maybe would do, right? But, I mean, the team has to revolve around this guy. He's got everything you want. Acceleration, first touch, free kick taking, passing technique, vision, everything you'd want in a creative midfielder. He really does. Maybe slightly better finishing, but who cares when he gets 10 goals this season after a phenomenal year last year in the Championship, has almost replicated it in the Premier League. Really, really impressive as far as we're concerned. As a free transfer as well. It's just reminded me as well, by the way, is that Riva, is it Riva? Paulo Riva? Coming back to us? Yes, it is. He's not really featured that much for Malaga, and as a backup option for us, might be decent. I say he's not featured much for them. I didn't think he had. He has it. He's loads of times. 33 appearances, 5 goals. Not had a particularly good year despite featuring then, and yeah, maybe a player will look to move on for 20 million if we can do, maybe to Malaga, of course. On the right side, the Rod's still here, probably an area in which we're going to have to improve upon. Jack Clark, not sure what we're going to do with him. And over on the left-hand side, a similar situation. Chambers is here, very good. We'll definitely start next year, but we need some cover over on that side. And through the middle, very happy. So Svoboda, Rodriguez, I don't really feel the need to massively change what's going on up front, and it allows us to spend money in these other areas, most certainly centre-back, central midfield, and probably out on this right-hand side. That's where we need the players immediately. Oh, right back as well, of course. Oh, bloody hell. Okay, well, there's lots to do, viewers. That's the summary of what's going on here. Lots to do. Lack of quality depth. Think, oh, that's bollocks. That's not true at all. Statistically, the best shooters. Let's take a look at some of this, because halfway through the season, we were dominating some of these stats. It was absolutely ridiculous. Things like shots on target. I want to see if we finished up there as well. In terms of possession, Tottenham just edged us. 58% for them, 56% for us. So that's rather impressive, it must be said. Headers 1 ratio. With Lemons not playing so much, we're not quite as high, but still 4th on the list, which is pretty impressive. Let's work our way down. A few of these then. Goal-wise, 3rd most amount of goals. We'll take that all day, every day. More than Liverpool, more than Manchester United. It does suggest where our issues lie, viewers. Maybe Deganda goal was the issue after everything's been said and done. Is there goals conceded here? Yeah, 9th on that list. That's where we're falling apart. Liverpool, we scored far more than them, but 32. That's like 24 more goals conceded from us. Not perfect, viewers, not perfect. Shots on target, though, this is where we shine. More than the league leaders, Manchester City. That's outrageous. I love to see it. 49%. You can see shots on target ratio, the top of the table for that one. You love to see that, viewers. Chances created, very high as well, just behind Chelsea. Passes completed, loads of them. Nearly 100 more, about 90 more, 87 more, viewers. I've done the maths quickly in my own brain. Hopefully that's correct. Aston Villa, 87 passes more than anybody else in the league. Burnley came 3rd on that list, which is very funny to me. I don't know why it is, but it is. And obviously, like, more passes, more chance of staying up. Wolves with 20th didn't have nearly as many passes. The fact they had 6,800 or 6,200 less passes than us is outrageous to me for some reason. Right, let's take a look at a few other bits and bobs. A few of you noticed, actually, that our average attendance... we were selling out, but especially towards the back end. We had an expansion, you might recall, to 50,000, and we've been selling that out. 97% is being filled. Let's take a look towards this back end. You can see every time we've had a home game, although the Newcastle game, not a good example, but Bournemouth, sellout. Newcastle wasn't. City was, though. Tottenham was a sellout. West Ham a sellout. Everton a sellout. So, yeah, loads of people cramming in towards the back end of the year. It's a shame that we couldn't treat them to some Champions League football next year. I'm not over it, viewers. I'm not over it. I'm just going to skip forward a little bit, see if we can get any information in terms of who got Fan Player of the Year and things like that. It's always nice to see, I think. Oh, viewers, yes! Unbelievable scenes! I don't care about it. We'll take it. We'll take it. Need an award. Need an award. Come here, you. Get around here. This award's not for me, viewers. It's for the fans. Yes, bring back the podcast. What an award. Turn it on, look, there you are, look, we're having a whale of a time. Manager of the pissing year, get in there, come on. Deserved, by the way, I didn't even think about it, but yes, of course I am. Manager of the bloody year, wonderful stuff, but oh my goodness me, 133 million to spend. Oh, do I call this video Manager of the Year or 133 million to spend? I don't know what to call it. Oh my God, that's oh Christ, that's so good. We're gonna have fun. I don't know what we're gonna do, viewers, but it's gonna be manic. Oh, I can't be trusted. Who's retired from international football? Let's check that out now. We're not doing that. It's a joke, viewers. Comedy, viewers. Comedy. Oh my word, that's... Oh, I've never had that much to spend. I'm not sure at Salford or at Thames or at Dortmund, or I'm thinking about Spal. Never, I don't think I've ever had 133 million to spend. I don't know what to do with it. I'm just gonna up the wall. That's the phrase, viewers. You know what word I've missed. Here we are. Then let's take a look at best 11 stuff. I'm not really interested in because I've not been here all that time. But fans player of the year, Goodmanson, 59%, huge from him. Chambers gets goal of the year. Signing of the season, Gabby Garrido. What a man! Look at him. What a mighty fine man. He'll do it again next season, I'm sure. And Goodmanson as well, young player of the year at 24. That's not fair in my opinion, but whatever. Overall, though, very good year for us. Oh, what we need to do that we've not done so far is check on the Boston boys. Now, they were in the playoffs for a long time. Have they made their way up? 4th? Did they get promoted? Come on, Boston boys. Please do it. I hope they did. I really do. Oh, there's a final to be played. I'm not going to attend it because, well, I'm not. It's the 27th of May. It's ages away, and a lot of the players don't even... they're not mine. The only players that I signed that are in the side, Ross Jardine, you never got to see, but I signed just as I was sacked, he joined the team, so that was a shame. James Wardell's still there from me with it. I think Alabiusu's still knocking around somewhere. Yeah, Alabiusu, not really featuring quite so... Oh, no, 21 appearances. I mean, 16 off the bench, though. Only 5 starts. Matthew Martin, was he one of mine? I think he might have been. Aside from that, viewers, I'm not going to lie to you. Not a lot of my footprint on that team. The real success story of this, by the way, was Chris Stevens, who's gone to Norwich and has just become really good. 14 goals, 10 assists in the Championship. Did they get promoted, Norwich? No, they didn't. Sunderland and Leeds will join us in the Premier League, as well as one of the sides in the playoffs, obviously. Right then, plans for next season. Let's round this off with what we should do next year as manager of the year. I think we should aim for the Europa League spots. I think going for anything more, like I think maybe if I was doing this logically, I would say a top half finish, because I think that's probably realistically what I can expect. But we'll go for the Europa League as we've won it already. That's quite a high level to reach to, I think, but we'll do our best at it. They seem delighted with it too, which is the big news. And yeah, morale now through the roof. Look, perfect morale. The good thing is not a lot of players leaving us, and that's going to be a real key point. Of course, in the comment section, let me know, what do you think? Where do you think we should spend the money? All the money. Martial? I think so. Contract to Anthony Martial? Don't mind if I do. 32? Who cares, Ben? Just a joke, viewers. Just a joke. There you are then. Look, the bordering, upgrading the youth facilities as well. So can we make the stadium bigger? We surely can't, but we might as well ask. Build new stadium. Now, this is a bold thing to ask. I don't really want to move out of Villa Park. Why did I do it? That's not financially smart, game. We agree that a new stadium is an important part of helping us reach our aims. We will look to build a new stadium shortly. What, shortly? It'll take ages. I don't even know if we'll see the completion. We won't... Oh, God. Oh, God. The board plans to build a new stadium in Birmingham. No details, viewers. Planned new stadium, 65,000 seater, to be done in 2 years' time. Is that it? I shouldn't have done this, though. They're going to leave Villa Park. I mean, making a legacy for yourself, Ben. It's just going to be in Birmingham somewhere. We know no more than that. I feel like I should stop before I ruin anything else. Oh, goodness me. Well, that's big news. I mean, okay, cool. I hope we get a big sponsor for it so that doesn't chip away at the old transfer budget. Right, then, viewers. I think that's the perfect way to end. A few people will have skipped this episode because they thought, I don't really need an end of season rundown, but transfer budget, manager of the year, new stadium incoming, and I mean, that noise. With love, with care, then, from me, not to mention next time. I'll see you again soon. Thank you for watching this little in-between episode before we assault the transfer window. I don't know what next episode will bring, viewers. It could be anything. With love, with care. From me, not to mention until next time. Goodbye. Make sure you subscribe. You don't want to miss next season.